Hey guys, it's Jack in the editing room. Just wanted a quick trigger warning before the episode begins for sexual assault and sexual misconduct. The first time is during a Ubisoft story, and the second time is when we discuss Hotline Miami and its use of sexual assault in a storyline. If that is not your particular cup of tea, if you hear the words Ubisoft, or I'm pretty sure I do a trigger warning before talking about Hotline Miami, maybe just skip past a few minutes. We don't make jokes about the situation, obviously, but, we do keep it light in tone. This is a comedy podcast, so, yeah, again, if that's not particularly what you're after, Ubisoft, Hotline Miami, just skip past a couple minutes. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of Adaptapals. My name is Jack, aka Forgotten Donut. I messed up my own name. That was well done. Joining me today is Dustin, aka Dustin_Caldwell. Dustin, what are we doing today?
Okay, so, as you hopefully know by now, if you've been listening to the show, Adaptapals, we look at comics, we look at films, we look at games, and we talk about how we would make our own adaptation of such a thing. So, thank you for joining us this week as we ask the big and topical question, Black Widow, adaptable?
It's so bad every time, and I love it.
It's terrible, and I love it.
Much like the show.
I think it's a good show. I enjoy listening to it. I enjoy listening back to the audio. I will never give it views, though. No.
Black Widow, adaptable.
Yeah, so we're talking about Black Widow because this film, I think it actually just came out last night. I think I saw someone on Instagram who was like, "Oh my god, finally watching the film." I'm like, "Shit, what? It's out?" So now I have to be wary of spoilers.
That we're recording. We're recording on Thursday.
Yes. But it's like now I have to be wary of spoilers for the next 2 days before I see it. I'm seeing it Saturday.
Okay, quick prediction.
And
what do you reckon?
What do I reckon?
Who do you reckon? Because I think the big thing is who is Taskmaster.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't know who it is. I've heard that it's
gotta be.
I haven't heard. This isn't the spoiler. I think it's going to be a lady, but I don't know who.
Oh,
maybe.
Interesting.
Who was confirmed for the movie? Elaine from Seinfeld is apparently going to be in it.
Interesting.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, is that the correct name?
I don't know who she is.
That's going to be my prediction. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is that.
So it'll be a little bit of an Andrea Masters situation.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I don't really care. I just want Taskmaster to be on screen and be cool because I love Taskmaster.
He's pretty cool.
It's just a very cool character. It's one of the coolest concepts for a comic book character. But we're not here to talk about Taskmaster.
Or are we?
We're here to talk about... Or are we?
Depends on the game.
He may or may not feature in my video game. I think he might probably end up featuring in both our games. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
So, obviously talking about Black Widow, so quick little history on the character of Black Widow, or Natasha Romanoff. She debuted in 1964 in, this is cool, Tales of Suspense number 52. She was a Russian spy and an antagonist of Iron Man, so I think it's really cool that she started out as a villain.
Oh. So like the Punisher.
A bit different. Yeah.
As in,
and
she
like
started
we
off
said
as a
about
villain.
Punisher, what was it? He was like a Spider-Man villain or a Daredevil villain.
Yeah.
Either way, we're right.
Like one of those characters, she started off as a villain and has slowly become a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Gives a bit of an interesting arc and makes me more interested to check out stuff about her in the comics. Because then, like, with the MCU, she's just like a hero from the get-go.
Yeah.
Or at least she's potentially undercover, like they don't really explore it. Hopefully the movie explores her
did that go
darker origins.
I don't remember
kind
it
of
going
like
anywhere.
It's always like they hinted it. There's like a bit about it in Age of Ultron.
Right.
And I think a reference to it in Infinity War or an Endgame.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. Haven't really done, like, she's like one of the longest running MCU characters, but she hasn't like been super explored, like her backstory. It's like we know everything there is to know about Tony Stark. We know everything there is to know about like the Vision. We've seen him from his birth to his death. We basically know nothing about her.
Yeah, there's like the ballet
we
thing.
just know that
She likes the Hulk
yeah,
sometimes.
which is like
That's
yeah,
about it.
that was a weird love story that went nowhere. I saw an interesting thing that was like a bit sad that because she's dead now, we will never get her romance with Daredevil, which is a big thing in the comics.
Oh, right.
So yeah, we'll never get that on screen unless Daredevil is in the new film.
Which he won't
And they
be.
just have like a romance for a couple of months. No, I mean unless Daredevil is in Black Widow
Yeah,
and they
you
just dated for
you
like
just
a
wanna
couple of
put
months.
Daredevil in every fucking Marvel
That's not
movie.
Daredevil in the MCU. I just want him to get his dumb yellow costume. No, I don't want that.
Apparently, I forgot to mention it. I think in the episode of Daredevil, apparently the entire Netflix series is just non-canon, and they've confirmed that.
Yeah, look, I didn't know that they'd confirmed it, but it
Yeah.
doesn't, like, it works in canon, but it also doesn't for a couple of reasons, I think. I'm just quickly looking at Black Widow's original costume, because I want to see if it's one of those
Oh, it's one of those
weird ones.
When was she introduced?
so
The
if you're-
70s?
Yeah, in 1964, so, oh my
60s.
god.
Oh.
Okay, so, is that... so look up, if you're listening, Black Widow's original costume. It's
Oh my.
not good. It's like fishnets and
Hmm.
and like a onesie thing.
It looks a bit like. I don't know why it doesn't, but it reminds me of Catwoman in the.
Oh, I was gonna
60s
say it
Batman.
reminded me of Black Canary. Oh, right.
Oh, like yeah, a combination of those two characters.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
bad
like,
costume.
This is a really odd costume.
It was the 60s, and that was
Bad.
fishnets, you know.
I hate it.
Yeah, that's not good. That's
Don't give us this classic costume. We got so this is a bit that I want to do by the week from week to week is talk about my love for classic costumes. And just especially for doing characters. So
Not
it's
that
like we got not this one. I don't love this one, but it's like we got classic Loki in the latest episode of Loki and it looked awesome.
Oh, did we actually?
Yeah.
The one
So
from
it's
Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
yeah, it's like the one we looked at the other week that's like the green and yellow onesie.
Oh, icky.
The only thing was they gave him a cape and it's a great looking outfit. It was Richard E. Grant played him and it's just awesome. He was so good.
Oh, I'm glad to see you. I gotta at least
Yeah.
check that out because it's ridiculous.
Like he was just like old and like a little bit wiser Loki. Like the idea. Actually, no, I won't spoil it for you, Jack.
Okay.
It's a really it's a fun little twist.
I probably won't
a
watch
fun
the
little
show, but
reason.
thank you.
All right, I'll spoil it for you.
Quick spoilers
so-
for Loki. Skip forward.
Spoilers, yeah, for
You have-
Loki.
I am going to actually put on a timer because I know that podcasts go by like 15 to 30 seconds. You have a minute
Okay, cool.
to talk about this, so everyone skip
Okay,
forward
cool.
exactly a minute, and you won't get any spoilers.
Man, if you don't want spoilers for Loki,
Starting
okay,
from
so
now.
they introduce classic Loki in the Void after Loki gets pruned at the end of episode 4. So episode 4. Don't worry what that means, Jack. It doesn't matter.
That was gibberish, but yeah.
So he's in the Void and he meets like other versions of Loki, and the old man Loki or classic Loki is Richard E. Grant in like this super
Nice.
dumb classic Loki costume. And the story behind him is everything happened exactly the same for him, except when Thanos killed him, he projected a version of himself like a clone that Thanos killed, and then he escaped. And
Oh.
then just like went and lived out his life on a planet. He's like, I'm done being a hero, I'm done being a villain, I just want to live. And then as soon as he did anything different, the TVA rocks up. Like he's like, I'm going to leave my planet and go explore the universe after being there for years. And then as soon as he did
5
that,
seconds.
the TVA rocks up and is like, you can't do that, and got rid of him.
And there
And
it
it was
is.
so
There's your
good.
timer. That was like
Yeah, so
perfectly well
hopefully-
done.
I'm very good at this whole podcasting situation.
Oh, you're already a pro at episode 5. Black Widow.
Alrighty, so back to Black Widow.
She's been in a lot of games,
Well-
you know, unless you got any more.
Oh, I was just gonna say it was really sad. She's been in the MCU for like 10 plus years. She didn't get a funeral. Her death arguably,
Yeah.
just as impactful as Iron Man's. Just as big a sacrifice because she died to get the stones
It was
and
funny,
went
the
to save the
suicide
universe.
race.
Yeah, yeah. When you're trying to cry in the cinema, but also like laughing as well, because there's good humor in there. There's genuinely like good humor, like. But yeah, she didn't get a funeral. There's just like a bit where they're on the lake and they're like, "Oh, I'm sad that Natasha's dead," and then the Hulk throws a chair.
It's
And it's
Do you think it's because she
weird,
had
especially because like I think yes, and I also think because they wanted to do this big send off for Iron Man, somewhere in the writing they probably weren't thinking about how to send off Black Widow.
I guess as well because like in the meta text,
because it's
we're
like
sending
Iron
off
Man's. It's
Tony, Robert Downey Jr. as well.
yeah, that too. It was so weird as well. After that movie came out, like everyone's like, "I'm so sad Iron Man's dead," and then like it was like, well, like the vibe was like as if Robert Downey Jr. had died as well.
It's a shame. Well, I mean, he did do Doolittle right after, so he's basically dead.
Oh, he did.
That was the very
dead
next
to me.
movie.
It was. I haven't seen that. I just looked bad.
I saw
Did you see
half
it?
of it. I saw the second half of
Oh.
it, granted, so I didn't know what was going on in the start. But boy, that
How
was
did
a
you
trip.
see the second half?
I went over to my lovely partner's house, and they were watching
Ah.
it. I didn't have time to warn them. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like, "Oh, I walked into the wrong cinema."
No, I wouldn't have stayed. Yeah, I watched the second half, and that was...
Wow. Okay.
The whole time he does this weird accent that I can't pick. I don't know what he was even attempting.
Is it not
It's
British? Or
kind
something?
of like a British, but more like this, and it's the over the top, but also there's a weird bit of Australian all of a sudden. It was a very unplaceable accent. I can't even replicate it. I think I did a better British accent there, trying not to.
That's weird. That's odd because he has a good British accent in Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad film.
But yeah, that's odd. I will watch it.
Don't do that to yourself.
Anyways, so Black Widow, she was played by Scarlett Johansson, and she never got to be a villain in the MCU, but potentially, maybe, the new Black Widow film will sort of touch on her checkered past. I think it's supposed to, and maybe it'll tell us what happened in Budapest. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Here's my quick theory as well. Another little theory for Black Widow.
Yeah.
We're going to see some of the ballet thing. She's going to have that fishnet costume as her ballet costume.
Right. Yeah, probably.
Like, she's going to be doing a
That's not
ballet
even-
and she'll be dressed
that's-
in that. I think that would be a fun reference.
Yeah.
But also a bit icky. Because it's a bad costume.
Yeah, it's a very icky, super icky costume. But that's like how they've been doing it for the most part, with like the classic costumes, like you had WandaVision with the Halloween costumes.
Yeah, they're
I still think
recontextualizing it.
Yeah, I still think Quicksilver's classic costume can work. Not so much Wanda's classic costume. I mean, they have made it work. They've done like a super updated version, but I think the colors specifically for Quicksilver can work.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if when she's doing her ballet, she is wearing that classic fishnet outfit. Or it's like a disguise or something for her first hit.
They'll make a reference to it.
Okay. Yeah,
Black
for
Widow
sure.
video games?
Or
Or...
I was gonna say, or it'll be in like the multiverse stuff.
Oh,
You'll see
so
her
bad.
in that outfit. Yeah, look, they're doing a multiverse. It's called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
know.
avoid it now.
It's fine.
And it's what Loki's all about. Anyways, yeah, let's talk Black Widow and video games.
Well, she actually
Tell us, Jack.
first appeared in the Punisher video game, which is not something I expected at all. So it was she was a non-playable character. She's been a non-playable character for a while. Before... Oh god, I didn't even know her first. Probably Ultimate Alliance 2. No, appearing as a boss. She doesn't become a
what?
playable character until Marvel Superhero Squad, the Infinity Gauntlet video game.
Is that
Before
based on
that,
that
she
Superhero
was
Squad
in-
show? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Or the toys or whatever.
Wow.
I'm not sure which came first.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a while because she's in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, my favorite game I like to bring up a lot. But she has this really
you love
cool.
it.
It's so good. She has this really cool storyline where like you find her laptop in the first level, and it's completely skippable. Like you
Right.
can miss this. You pick up her laptop and it's like, oh, these have files regarding Hydra and shit. Hang on a minute, is she a double
cool.
agent? Because Nick Fury keeps saying, "Oh yeah, she's my right hand woman. She's the best in the biz." But then you get the hacker Weasel to like hack into her emails, find out what's going on. And again, it's completely missable. You don't have to
Right.
do it. It's just an extra side thing. And it turns out she's just a double agenting
That's so
for
weird.
S.H.I.E.L.D. So Hydra thinks that she's a double agent for them,
Oh, okay,
but really
cool.
she's a triple agent for S.H.I.E.L.D. It's really cool. It's a nice little extra
Bit of a
storyline.
Severus Snape situation going.
Yeah.
That's weird. Whenever I think of Ultimate Alliance, I just think of like beat 'em up, without much like
Dude,
subtle storytelling.
You have to play it. There
Um,
is like, I mean, oh sorry, it's not subtle. Don't get me wrong. Subtlety is not that game,
Oh, okay,
but it
cool.
is. Yeah, there's like proper story to it. It was really good, and she has
Wild.
the worst British accent
I mean,
I've ever heard. Not
oh
British,
no.
Russian accent. It's like proper bad and
I
this.
was gonna say, why would
Sorry,
she be
not
British? She's
I-
Russian.
My brain was still on Robert Downey Jr. The worst Russian accent.
Is the character Russian? Natasha Romanoff?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Because she's never had a Russian accent as far as the MCU is concerned, as far as I know.
Well, she did in
Um,
this. I think
Weird.
now, if I'm
Um,
not, I could be. Oh no! Oh god! So, it's the worst
Mm-hmm.
Russian accent, but it's actually the person who voices Asajj Ventress in the Clone Wars plays Black Widow.
Wow.
But it's
who is
really
that?
bad.
What's her name?
Her name is Nika Futerman.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's
Good on
weird.
you, Nika Futerman, for playing Asajj Ventress.
I was about to bring up a fact because I would have assumed this is a bad performance. I can't stress this enough. One really cool thing about
Okay.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance is that they ran a competition where fans could audition, and whoever won would get their voice in the game. Like they'd be able to voice a character.
Oh, nice.
So I think they had Jean
Yeah.
Grey was one of them. They were voiced by a fan who just put in a video and won. Bruce Banner was one of them.
What?
And it also features, I don't know if you'll know him, I assume you will, but who knows. It is actually the very first voice acting gig of Aaron Hansen, aka Egoraptor, aka one of the members of Game Grumps. He played Bruce Banner, because he just put in an audition when he was young. I think he was still a
Right.
teenager. They flew him
Oh my
out,
God.
and yeah, that's what started his voice acting career, which is pretty fucking dope. What a
That's
game.
wild. I love like promotions like that. But that's a weird one to get your voice in the game.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, they played a character. I mean, it was like a small role.
That's crazy.
For,
Especially like a mainline character as well.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they picked the best one. It wasn't like a random...
Yeah. Still though.
Yeah, she's in...
That's funny.
Anyway, Black Widow, she's in Web of Shadows.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in Ultimate Alliance 2, where she's a
Oh.
boss.
I didn't know she was in Web of Shadows. I mean, I've never played it, but
I think she's one of the heroes you meet along the way. that
yeah,
help you
okay,
out.
cool.
She is in... She doesn't appear in a Marvel vs. Capcom game until Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which kind of shows, I guess, her... She was a B or even C character until the Marvel Universe. Marvel
Yeah,
Cinematic
okay.
Universe.
How many games is she like playable in?
Well,
'Cause
like-
I'm assuming she's in a lot of games, but
It's hard because there's a lot of phone games and that kind of stuff. Like,
right.
oh, this Facebook game, she's technically playable.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Disney Infinity, she's one of the characters.
Right.
Lego Avengers, that
reckon-
kind of stuff.
Do you reckon being a playable character
Mhm.
counts more if they have like an actual impact on the story and have like a proper voice, like vocal performance and everything? Because it's like an old Lego game might just have her as an unlockable character who isn't voiced or something. I'm like, well, then you're not. It's like she's playable, but she's probably just a reskin. But I don't know because I haven't played many of the Marvel Lego games. I think they're all voiced actually because they're all post Batman. I'm
Yeah.
rambling.
No,
Sorry.
you're fine. I have to
but
bring
yeah.
up this game. I'm so sorry because I'm just like astounded.
Yeah.
So Marvel Avengers Academy, which is a freemium iOS game, where like, oh, you build a campus and it has team
cool.
versions of all the different Marvel superheroes.
Thanks. I hate it.
She is voiced. She's in the game, voiced by Alison Brie.
What?
What the
Of
fuck
Community fame?
Of Community fame. What the fuck is that?
That's insane. She like in my mind would play a Harley Quinn or someone like that.
Oh, she'd be really good Harley Quinn. But like, what the fuck is
That's
Alison
interesting.
Brie doing in the Marvel Avengers Academy iOS game, which was there for 3 years before it shut down?
Oh wow, that's longer than I expected.
That's
Is that just
wild.
like a browser game or something?
Dave Franco is Iron Man? What?
What? Okay.
Sorry,
Maybe this.
yeah, I'm confused. It got like 4 out of 10s and shit.
Oh, okay, so it's garbage.
Oh, it's garbage. Yeah, that's just. Oh,
I'm gonna look up these vocal performances after the show.
that is strange.
That's odd.
She's a skin
'Cause
in
they're like-
Fortnite. She's in the Bad Avengers game, voiced by Laura Bailey.
Yes.
That's her other appearances, really.
Sorry, I thought we were gonna take an opportunity to shit on that game.
Oh yeah, well we can.
She actually has a really cool skin in Fortnite. I like it. They've given her the white, like this. I think you call it the snowsuit or something for the new movie,
Oh, right.
which looks really cool. Yeah, it's a good skin. I think I haven't bought it because it's expensive.
That's fair.
And I don't play Fortnite. I'm not some nerd.
You're not a
Nah, but-
loser 10-year-old.
Yeah, I'm not some loser nerd. No, but yeah, it looked cool. I'm like, yeah,
I don't
I'd
know if
get
it's
that
fake.
if I could afford it.
Here's a little tangent again. Sorry, I don't know if
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a fake
yeah.
one, but I saw like a tweet, and I think it was one of the internet providers in America.
Right.
It was probably a fake tweet, but it made me laugh. And it was saying, well, look, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but according to our statistics, married women from ages 30 to 50 are the only people playing Fortnite. And that really made me laugh. That was such a clever joke.
As you know, everybody, I, Dustin _ Caldwell, am in fact a married woman
You
in
sure
my
are.
30s.
You sure are. 30s to 50s.
30s to 50s, playing Fortnite. That's funny. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure the
funny.
majority of Fortnite players are kids.
That was the joke, Dustin.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Because,
Um,
they're the ones with the accounts, the married women, 30 to 50.
yeah,
Kids are like 10.
that's funny. I'm an idiot, I'm sorry.
That's
I've
okay.
ruined your bit.
That's fine. Hopefully the audience was smarter than you, and that's okay.
Hopefully. That's wild. By the way,
Avengers is shit.
it's
The game?
really shit. Hey, if it's free next year though, which I wager it will be on PlayStation, we're gonna play it.
We'll do it on stream.
We will definitely 100% stream it. Marvel's
And
Avengers.
then we'll do a
if
how
it
we would
has-
make it good.
Yeah, absolutely. Not like that. But yeah, if it goes free on PlayStation Plus, I'm never buying that. Obviously.
Why would you pay money for it?
Maybe I have a midlife crisis.
That is true.
I am a woman in her 30s to 50s, so
You sure are. Alright, so I think we'll go into your pitch then, Dustin?
we will jump into my pitch for a Black Widow game. I don't have a name for this. It'd probably just be called Black Widow, or maybe it'd be called Black Widow and Hawkeye, or something like that. Because
Why would it be called
I'm
that,
envisioning-
Dustin?
why would it be called that? Because I'm envisioning a co-op experience of Black Widow and Hawkeye. Now, I actually thought of it as like a co-op and a single player thing, like you can play through it single player with an AI. But then I thought co-op actually just works better. So I would have like a real big focus on like hardcore stealth. I was watching a thing about Splinter Cell last night, and that's what gave me this idea.
Right.
So you would have like the ability to shoot at lights. You'd have different surfaces making different like levels of noise and everything for detection.
Fuck yeah.
It would, you're going through to do something, got to assassinate people or do missions for Shield. So it's like the idea is the story would kind of have like you and Hawkeye carrying out missions for Shield, but also have some like flashback missions where it's like Black Widow doing like assassinating stuff for Hydra. I think that'd be really cool. There's this game called Operation Tango that I was playing with a friend of mine, and one character plays as like an Overwatch style hacker, and the other person plays as the agent in the field. I thought that would be a really, really fun role for Hawkeye to take on.
Right.
But with the added twist of Hawkeye still gets to kill people. So when you're Black Widow, you're maneuvering through the level sort of Metal Gear Solid or Splinter Cell style. But if you say need to take out an enemy, you would then call on Hawkeye, who would like take out an enemy at long range or whatever with his bow, and he would be able to like point out stuff in the world a little bit better because he's got like they reference it so briefly in Avengers. He's like, I see things better from up high. So it's like,
so he's like the recon
take
kind
that
of
into
guy,
account.
keeping an eye.
Yeah,
on everything.
he'd be like
he could
all
tag the
recon.
enemies.
Exactly. I just think that'd be really fun, and that's like sort of I thought about when I was in like 16 or whatever. I was playing a lot of Far Cry 4 with my friend, and that's how we would do stealth encounters. Like one of us would be Overwatch with a sniper, the other would be like on the ground taking
that's
people
dope.
out stealthily. And like that would be so cool for a Black Widow game because you're doing spy work, you're maneuvering through levels and everything. I also thought that I'd have some martial arts in there just so that there's combat to break up the stealth a little bit. You don't have to do it, but like if you did it, it would tie into me wanting to include Taskmaster in the game. So it'd just be like I'd go for like a pretty like easy to use, difficult to master type of third person combat system. You have like your basic enemy types like gunners, shielded, martial artists and everything to make it a little bit trickier. The reason for that is I want to include Taskmaster in the game so that he can be like a recurring villain but not like the main villain. He's just like Hydra's mercenary or whatever.
Right.
And he would use various like references and callbacks to other heroes to fight you, and that would be really fun. And if you set it in the same universe. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I really like the idea of the combat being difficult because that encourages you to use the stealth if you don't know it well. But then if you master that combat, you can just slam through the entire game really quickly. That'd be like great for speedrunners.
Just doing like combat and stuff.
Just beating people up quickly and quietly. Yeah, I like that.
It'd just be fun. And it's so with Taskmaster, I'd have him like do hero callbacks and stuff with his moves, and then if you set it in the same universe as like the Spider-Man game, so you maybe get like an Insomniac or someone to develop this, you would be able to have his specific moves come in. Like he would be able to copy Spider-Man because he's learned
That'd be
from
fun.
the Spider-Man game. Because something I loved in that game, when you fight Taskmaster, it's like every time you fight him, he's learned more of your abilities, and it gets harder and harder. Better Taskmaster than the Avengers game. Just using this opportunity to dump on that game more.
We've only played the demo, and the demo was terrible.
Yeah, it was the worst.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would then have Taskmaster learn your attack patterns and stuff throughout the game as well. So if you do a lot of stealth and everything, he would adapt to that in a similar way to Mr. Freeze in Arkham City.
Right. I like that.
Sorry about the cough.
You're fine.
The story would just be pretty much like taking down Hydra. Like taking down some Hydra operations, doing like some covert missions that the Avengers can't handle. Because it's more like stealth-based stuff. You can't send in an Iron Man just to blow everything up. It's like, stealing intel, all that kind of thing. And that's like, I think, that'd be my game. It'd call like Marvel's Black Widow and Hawkeye or something.
So
get like Insomniac.
You've said that it was co-op.
Yeah.
But also maybe AI?
So if it was single player... Oh, sorry. You say your piece.
Oh, I was literally just going to say, because I'm not sure how it would work without that second player doing recon. I mean, I can kind of see Black Widow. That would still work without that recon. The recon can help out. But would you be able to play as Hawkeye without another player, or...?
Well, look, I thought about this, and I was like, you'd be able to sort of direct Black Widow to do stuff as Hawkeye, but then it's nowhere near as interesting as being in, like, co-op and having, like, one person actually carrying out the Black Widow stuff. You could have it kind of be automatically taking out enemies, and then Hawkeye is, like, pinging stuff for her to make sure she doesn't get caught. But
I guess that mission in Spider-Man where you're playing as Mary Jane and you're kind of ordering. I mean, that was a very simplified version, but that wasn't
you're just
not
ordering
fun.
Spider-Man around. Did you say it wasn't not fun?
I did, just to make it confusing.
Okay. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, I liked that, and it's like there's a mission in 2019's Modern Warfare where you're directing someone through like a stealth encounter, and you're watching them on cameras, and they don't have a gun or anything, so you're basically like, go now, avoid the bad guy, go now, and then if they get caught, they die. So it's like you'd be able to do that kind of stuff with a Hawkeye segment in single player, like directing Black Widow.
Yeah.
But I think primarily you'd want to play it co-op. And then I think you get Hawkeye to get in on the action as well if there's a bit of combat, just to make sure that like the person playing as Hawkeye doesn't get bored. Because it's like you want this game to be entertaining for others to watch, I think, as well, as most games should be. And it's like if one person was streaming Hawkeye gameplay and it was just boring, that'd suck.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I don't know if this works, but I want to bounce off this idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of one issue I had with A Way Out. Did you ever play A Way Out?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it for the most part.
It was fun for a bit.
Yeah.
Then you got out of prison and it got boring, but it was fun.
It became a different game when you got out of prison, that's for sure.
It really did. What if, for example, it was only co-op, because I don't mind that idea, and it was two completely different types of game.
Right.
So, what if, like, Black Widow didn't have a map? Whoever was playing as Black Widow didn't have a map, whereas the player who plays as Hawkeye almost has this top-down real-time strategy map.
Ooh.
And directs Black Widow through kind of alerts. Oh, you've got an enemy to your right. Kind of like keep talking and nobody explodes. One person reading the manual while the other person is defusing the bomb.
Right.
And then instead of specifically moving around, maybe you have certain points that Hawkeye can zip to.
Yeah.
And occasionally help Black Widow with an arrow. And shoot someone. Would
that's
that
like a
work?
more... That would definitely work. That's very similar to like Operation Tango, but with a little bit more involvement from the person playing as the Overwatch.
Yeah.
Because in that, it's like you're an agent and a hacker, and like the hacker's doing all the computer stuff. I would just want for Hawkeye to be involved and at least use his bow and arrow ability.
Oh, for sure. Like I really like this idea that he's the
like
sniper.
Yeah. And it kind of ties into his very early appearances in the MCU.
When he reaches for a gun and goes, no, and grabs that bow and arrow,
the bow in
which
Thor,
is ridiculous but wonderful.
That's such a funny cameo. He's in Thor for all of 2 seconds, I think. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? And then I'm like, wait, is that Jeremy Renner? And then
he's gone.
And then he's gone. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
I don't hate it, because like cameos and shit are made like really big deal now. Just
That's
having
true,
a really
yeah.
casual one kind of goes alright.
And it would have been funny if he was there in just like his purple costume.
Yes.
It's
unlockable skins are plenty, right?
Oh, absolutely, especially for Hawkeye. For Black Widow, she hasn't really got many besides that dumb one we talked about.
Real
but
bad.
give her a white costume, give her a black costumes.
Yeah, just
probably
reskins,
do like some
really.
Yeah, like some civilian clothes and stuff like what she had in the MCU.
Awesome.
But yeah, for Hawkeye there'd be a lot of skins. I guess
Oh, yeah.
it'd be really cool. And absolutely play in third person. Maybe one of them's in third, maybe one of them's in first person.
I feel like Hawkeye first person.
Yeah, but then you can't see his cool purple costume.
You can't. So there's real no point.
And that's an important part of the character, don't you know? But yeah, I think that's my game. It'd be
That's
really
really
cool.
fun. I want to play that.
Yeah, I want to play it, and it could get made. I think.
Yeah, game developers who are listening, and we know you are, just come talk to us. We got ideas aplenty.
Specifically Insomniac, because
That would
they
be
so
good.
far have made the best Marvel games.
The only good modern Marvel game?
I wouldn't know. I don't play enough, but it's just there's 4 Marvel games now coming out having come out within like the last 3 years.
Mm.
And so we've got, what's it called, coming out at the end of this year?
Guardians?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sorry,
And-
can I adjust that? I know you can't see it because of the podcast, but let's just...
Oh, yeah.
All of the quotation marks this year coming out at the end of the
absolutely.
year. Come on. Not for a... I don't believe for a second.
It has like a legit release date. It's like October 26th or something. Like
It's
they have
February 2022. That'll be the new
yeah.
one.
It's just crazy that they have a date in mind. I'm like, that's not happening.
No, not a chance. Or it'll be broken. Which I
But
guess
yeah,
is
it's
a
just
chance.
like the fact that 2 out of 3 currently released modern Marvel games since 2018 are Spider-Man games, and also the best ones. That's wild to me. Anyways, moving on.
Spidey's going to be in the Avengers game, and it'll be awful. Don't forget that.
In late 2021, apparently.
For a time, maybe.
He might be good. Hey, by the time it's free, we'll get to play as him.
Hey! Except we won't, because we'll both argue to play as the fun character.
No. They announced yesterday. Here's a little bit of a game break, news break.
Oh.
They announced that you'll finally be able to all play as the same character.
No shit!
Yeah, they actually
Okay.
announced that. I'm like, imagine if you did that from launch.
Mm.
Your shit game would be slightly less shit.
I still want the other voice actors to be coming from the... Like, you're playing as Captain America in an Iron Man suit. That's what I want.
That'd be so funny, but why?
Because how fun? Because you can't just have the explanation of 4 really annoying Nolan Norths talking all at the same time.
True. Oh, I did not think, because that comes through, doesn't it?
Hell yeah!
Like, you all hear the quips.
Yeah, dude.
God damn it, that was annoying.
So just
I love
having
Nolan North.
the Hulk voice... I love him so much, but he is annoying in that game.
It's so annoying.
So just having Hulk's voice come from an Iron Man suit is really good for me.
That'd be funny as. And, like, would it be a giant Iron Man suit, even though he just, like, it's
No,
giant,
the same.
but it just
No, it's-
controls exactly the same as Iron Man.
No, it's a regular Iron Man suit, but
Right.
from it's just coming, Hulk smash!
It's bigger on the inside.
Oh my god, a little bit of sizzle for next week.
A little bit of sizzle.
For those who understand that reference, which is most of you, I'm gonna guess.
I don't know if I understand it.
Bigger on the inside, sizzle for next week.
Oh, right. I thought you meant sizzle for next week.
Yeah.
I thought you were referencing something like that. I understand bigger on the inside.
Yeah, it's a sizzle, a little bit of sizzle for next week episode.
Yeah, this is okay. Anyways,
It's a little...
do
okay.
we want to then jump into some gaming news?
Let's do some gaming news.
Okay, so this is also not just gaming but comic book news because Spider-Man's suit leaked online.
Oh, yeah,
All
yeah.
over the place. Yeah, I just thought of this before and decided, you know what, let's quickly
just
talk
chuck
about it
it in.
because it wasn't just his like weird Iron Spider mixed with regular suit that leaked. Like they all leaked. There's a bunch of pop vinyls like appeared.
By the way, if you don't want to know anything, skip forward a little bit. I don't know the timing
Oh,
on this,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
just skip forward a bit.
Yeah. So they leaked. There's like a black and gold one. There's one called an integrated suit or something.
Okay, I haven't actually seen the other suits, so let me just Google them.
Oh yeah, go ahead. But I'm like,
Or did you send
there's
them to me?
definitely. I don't think I did.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So, what is it? Spider-Man: No Way Home is the movie, by the way. Yeah, like all his suits, or maybe not all of them, because I still believe there's going to be a multiverse suit that they call a multiverse suit. But this is the catch. We won't know what any of these suits are called in the film. We only find out through toys.
Oh,
That's-
okay.
That's...
Just quickly, we've got upgrade. I've got the names, if you'd like. I've actually got the names of the suits. They've been leaked now.
Oh, right, okay, cool. And a bunch of action figures as well leaked, so that's cool.
There's the upgraded suit, integrated suit, and gold suit.
What's the
So
point?
there is no multiverse suit.
Okay, but that we know of.
There will be
I
no
mean, come on.
multiverse suit. Please, for the love of God.
It's the integrated suit that has, like, those weird digital holograms on him. That'll
Yeah.
be the multiverse suit.
No.
I just reckon we won't hear any of those names in the film. It'll all
Oh yeah, for sure.
It'll all just be through the toys. It's a bloody Star Wars situation. Do you know that about Star Wars, the Emperor Palpatine? We only know his name is Emperor Palpatine because of action figures.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, they don't say his name in the movie. He's just called the
really
Emperor.
funny.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to some more gaming news.
Just quickly, I think that's the same with the
sorry.
Ewoks.
Yes.
I don't think they're ever called Ewoks.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they never call them Ewoks. Yeah, it's just a toy thing and like a marketing thing, like with the Ewoks films.
Yeah.
Um,
Caravan of Courage. Caravan of
That's the
Garbage.
one.
Even better.
Are you
Shout out.
referencing a famous YouTube channel?
The other podcast that we're definitely not anything like. Oh,
We're
shush.
nothing like them. Okay, so here's a fun one, and
Excuse me.
it's in a twist that nobody saw coming, but also a twist that literally no one saw coming because everyone's angry about this. The Nintendo Switch OLED model.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Everyone was expecting a Pro.
It's weird they didn't go for a Switch Pro.
It's very weird.
I think I heard it's a 720p screen.
I think so, yeah.
So it's not even like upgraded in terms of resolution, it's just an OLED screen.
Yeah, you just get nicer colours and it's a little bit bigger. I think it's like if the regular Switch is like 6.5, this one's 7.5 inches or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure specifically, but yeah, that got announced like 2 nights ago. And first I was like, wowee, and then I saw that.
Let's go through the
doesn't really-
positives. Let's go through
doesn't
the
really do
positives. The white looks good.
it looks sexy as hell.
The end. What else?
Very pretty console, but I'm like, I could just get a spray can and spray my current Switch.
Yeah. There are like $10 things on Amazon that just make your Switch colors white.
Oh yeah, true. Why mess around with spray paint? Just buy like covers. I don't think it's it's not good.
It's very Nintendo to just go, fuck it, this now.
It's like yeah, true. I saw a comment that was like Nintendo King of remasters and remakes and Mario. It's like yeah, it looks like a waste of money. If I'm being honest, which I don't like that it is. Just release a Switch Pro. Just do that. Give us a 60 FPS model or something at least.
that would be good.
Now, did you have some fun news that you wanted to talk about? It's not really that fun.
Well, maybe we'll just save that to the end. I think your news, your game that you like, that I haven't.
Oh
heard of.
right, okay, yeah. I was gonna pass over to you.
No,
and then I was
it's
gonna
all you.
give back to me because I don't want to talk for ages. But okay, so 6 years ago, this game called Ad Infinitum got announced, and 2 years ago, so 4 years ago, I think a trailer came out. And I watched like a gameplay trailer. I remember watching it, and it's like a horror game set in World War One in the trenches, and you're like a German soldier experiencing these horrors. I think that they sort of in the blurb, like the synopsis, is like you're a conscripted World War One German soldier, so they can avoid any sort of I'm fighting for Germany in World War One. So good on them there, I guess. But it's like a horror game, and there's like a monster chasing you in the trenches. I think that's an absolutely awesome concept. But the news, sorry, I missed the news part. The news part is it got a re-reveal and a release date for 2023. So it's still several years away.
Oh, that's a while away.
Yeah, it's closer than you might think. You know what they say, age is always coming.
Yeah, we're all gonna die. Anyway.
But yeah, so I'm like, I remember watching this get revealed and being like, wow, that looks cool. And then they dropped a trailer last night. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I remember this from years ago. And it looks really good. So go and check out the Ad Infinitum re-reveal trailer. And then check out the old trailers as well. Because it looks creepy as shit. And I'm really excited. Yeah, so that's just something I'm keen about. A little bit of news there.
I hadn't heard of it before, but now I'm like I'm really curious to see what the go is.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be really cool and really creepy.
2 things that are great for streaming. Twitch.tv/a forgotten donut. Twitch.tv/Dustin_Caldwell. There you go.
Thank you. I think I'm going to do Outlast 2 as well soon for a stream. I got that recently. I'm really keen to try it.
Spooky things about that.
Looks horrifying. Now.
Time for the worst news?
Yeah, walk us through it. I'm excited.
I'm literally just going to read out maybe the worst paragraph of words I've ever heard in my life. Thank you to Jason Schreier, because you're just good, Jason. You're just the best.
He's awesome.
He is a video game journalist, if you don't know, and he's very good at getting the exposés of bad companies. Speaking of bad companies, new. The future of Assassin's Creed is a live service. Ubisoft Montreal and Quebec have teamed up for Assassin's Creed Infinity, a huge platform planned to have multiple settings. But after the reorganization, several men accused of abuse remain in charge. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
So,
Fuck
yeah,
Ubisoft.
That's fucked. I hate
Fuck that game.
Look, talking positives,
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a potentially good idea in there. But at the same time, fuck Ubisoft for their shitty company practices and not firing those perverts.
Get rid of them. Fuck them off.
It's really fucked up. It's really bad. But on Assassin's Creed, I'm like, this could be interesting, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think it will work. I just think release sequential games. Please. Yeah, so I'm not keen.
I want to ask, how mad do you think they are that they've already used the name Assassin's Creed Brotherhood when that would be perfect for a game that's like live service, multiplayer, everyone's part of the Brotherhood?
Wait, you cut out just there. Sorry.
Oh, apologies. I was thinking, how mad do you think Ubisoft are that they've already used the name Assassin's Creed Brotherhood when that would be a perfect name for a game about like live service, multiple people all going on it? I don't hate the idea. I remember we spoke personally and privately about the idea of an Assassin. I really liked Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, where you were ordering your troops around and sending them on different missions across the world, or the known world at that time. I don't hate the idea of a multiplayer Assassin's Creed game that's like, hey, go out and just, here's your target, go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can do it in a group, you can do it by yourself, which is live service. I don't hate it.
I don't hate the concept, I just hate Ubisoft at the moment.
Yeah, I don't trust them. I don't like them, and I don't trust them to make this good.
It's like, well, Assassin's Creed Unity had a really fun co-op, like, sort of side game. I say side game, but it had like a fun co-op, like, set of missions, and that's what it was. You just team up with a group and go and take out targets and everything. I'm like, yeah, that works. It's not a bad idea. It's just where Ubisoft are at the moment with their live service games and making everything live service, and also just as a company, I just don't think that they're in the space to be making this game right now.
No. God,
I really want to see what they're doing for Star Wars. I'm really excited about that.
I'm concerned, but interested.
Yeah, I'm excited because Star Wars, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a shame that Assassin's Creed is going to be bad again. Probably.
Yeah, it's just not... I just want to be excited. I love Assassin's Creed, but I just can't be. It scares the hell out of me. Anyways...
Do you know what you could be excited about?
Ooh, is it your pitch?
It's a Black Widow game pitched by myself.
Oh my god!
Mr. Jack Donut Boy himself.
Let's hear it.
My official last name is Donut Boy.
It's Donut Boy. Look him up. You'll find his address and everything is Jack Donut Boy.
Wait, hang on a minute. So, in the general style of this podcast, which is, what have we been playing recently? Let's put that in a game.
It really is, yeah.
It's just, we're not creative, it just turns out we play games and go, that would be a good this one.
Let's reskin that with a Marvel character.
And this reskin is a wonderful, wonderful game called Hotline Miami.
Oh, I love that game.
I want a top-down shooter, similar in style to that game. Very quick, fast-paced, maybe a few more stealth elements.
Right.
As Black Widow game.
I was going to say, you're just going to butcher a bunch of people as Black Widow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. But it would have a bit more of a stealth focus. This is why, when I pitched what if Hawkeye had the top down, I immediately went, wait, shit, no, hang on.
That's my game.
Fuck! Yeah, I feel like that would be a lot of fun. The Hotline Miami is very violent. It does have some stealth elements, but it's mostly run and gun.
It is. Yeah, it had, stealth towards the end. Because it had, you got a guy who didn't have any guns, he just had a knife.
And that's cool. I want that, but for Black Widow. I feel like she fits for that kind of game. It might not be as bloody and violent, because Marvel, but...
Well, I like top-down games. I played, a phone game recently that was, a top-down Battle Royale. Oh. And you're in, a sort of... it's all dark and everything. You have like a torch and like everything gets lit up around your character. I think that would be really, really cool for Black Widow if you're stealthing around an environment. I don't think so much run and gun, but
I think
maybe
there'd
a
be
little
elements,
bit.
like
but
she's got
yeah,
her twin pistols.
yeah,
She would have different weapons.
yeah, 100%.
Because I would also... I feel like it would be based around Hydra. You're taking out Hydra,
Yeah,
you're doing
absolutely.
some assassination missions, that kind of stuff. Similar to yours of, like, the dark, almost underbelly of, hey, you're a SHIELD agent and we need you to do this dirty
Oh,
mission.
see, I was gonna say, would you make her a shield agent or would you make her like set it during a time with Hydra? Then you can do more murders.
I think taking Hotline Miami's very trippy nature,
Yeah.
I reckon there would be flashbacks and they would be 10 times more violent.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
So maybe you're going through... Like, there'd be some kind of story where whatever you're doing in the present is relating to something, an assassination she did in the past. She's kind of
Right.
trying to rectify her mistakes as an assassin.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Kind of like Bucky Barnes.
Well,
but,
she
like,
has that
more
line,
violent.
I got red in my ledger and I need to scrub it out. So give us her scrubbing it out.
Oh my gosh.
And also, yeah, like Bucky Barnes righting his wrongs in
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
But a lot more
Amazing
violent.
subplot. A lot more violent.
I feel like you could include some other Avengers as, like, special abilities, maybe?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be cool.
But it wouldn't
Like-
be...
Call in an Iron Man or something to burn a dude's face off with his jet boots.
Yeah, you'd have, like, an Iron Man, quick strike and it takes out a room. Oh, you've
Yeah,
got a
that'd be
Captain
cool.
America, throws the shield around.
Well, it's like if she a good like thing you could do. It's like if you're like going to fight terrorists or something.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, Iron Man, blow up that bunker.
Yeah, exactly,
Um,
that kind of thing.
That'd be cool.
Now, the main villain, because it's topical, would be Taskmaster.
Oh my God, Taskmaster!
I know,
the villain
right?
of you mean Taskmaster, the villain of Marvel's Black Widow and Hawkeye by Dustin
I
Calder?
sure do!
That's cool. I love Taskmaster. If he was in every Marvel game,
Done.
I'd be a happy man.
And what would be cool about that is, like, remembering the bosses of Hotline Miami. They've all got their own unique weapon, but what would make Taskmaster unique is that whatever weapon you're picking, he would have the same abilities as you.
Yeah, okay. That's
So you're always on, like, that even playing field.
yeah.
So if you run in with a knife, fucking, he's only got a knife. If you run in with those twin pistols, he's got those twin pistols too. He would have altered versions of your special abilities.
Nice.
So you kind of it'd have this, like, storyline of, oh, we're the same, you and I. And that would be reflected in the gameplay that he literally has all of your abilities.
Right.
He's playing the same as you. He or she, I should say, I don't know. Because I think Taskmaster's going to be a woman, but that's fine.
I'm down for it, to be honest.
But yeah, I feel like that would be the storyline, that would be the gameplay of maybe Taskmaster. That's, like, your main goal. He'd appear
Yeah.
occasionally, mini boss halfway through the game, then the big boss at the end. Yeah.
But would you'd still have like a shadow organization as the antagonist, and then he's
Yeah.
he's the physical representation of that.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it.
But I feel like, yeah, a top-down game, it's not something we've seen from Marvel that I can think of. Maybe in a phone game,
not at
but
all.
I think
Would it
that-
be
Oh, yep.
like Hotline Miami, where it's like one hit, one kill?
For enemies, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But this would be a lot more accessible, I feel.
That's
so
fair.
maybe she's got 3 hits.
Yeah,
let's say.
that's cool. Because I just love that sort of, like, the tension in Hotline Miami was just awesome. Like,
So
I was going to say, it was palpable, because it's like one wrong move and your head's splattered against 4 of the walls.
I feel like maybe there's 3 difficulty levels, and it's how many hearts you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy, you've got 3 chances. Medium, 2. Hard, you've got 1 chance and you're gone.
Especially with stealth, that like makes that
Yeah.
so much more stressful. Yeah, I like this game. Do you have a name in mind?
I don't know that. I don't know enough about Black Widow,
Just Marvel's
so
Black
not
Widow.
really, to be honest. Again, I kind of just want to call it the Black Widow files for some reason. I don't know why.
Marvel's Black Widow Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though. That would be really, really fun.
I feel like she's a character who works for that.
Yeah, absolutely. What would the art style be like?
I like pixel art,
Okay.
but again, that's just Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
So maybe little 3D models. But again, it's top down, so it's like, what can you do?
There's like a game that I keep seeing advertised, and I cannot remember. It's something Hong Kong something.
Right.
And it's like 3D but top down, so like there's like slow-mo, bullet time sections.
Okay.
And when they dive and everything, you see like the 3D character model.
Right. Yeah.
So if you
maybe
gave
that then.
so if you gave her like a dodge ability and everything, like where she can like dive around and shoot at people, I'm miming a dive. I'm like, nobody can see this.
Even on Zoom, you have your camera off. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. I could be naked for all you know.
God, I hope so.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, so I would go for 3D character models just so you can do some interesting movement stuff specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, like tightening up those control. A dodge would be awesome. That kind of stuff. Just tightening
I
up.
just had a really interesting idea.
Okay. Yep. Go shoot.
Okay, so you got stealth sections. Maybe Black Widow is like, I want to get into that room, but there's an enemy right behind the door. So maybe I climb up into a vent, and you have like a
Ooh,
floors,
different levels.
yeah, different levels, and you can climb into the vent and get like a little sort of like a predator vision or something to see them through, just so you can remember where the enemies are, type thing, or a listen mechanic, for example. That would be really, really interesting, and then you can like drop down out of the vent, but still keeping that like whole top down situation.
That's really good. Oh, I like that a lot.
It'd be cool. Alrighty, I like this game.
I'm happy. Yeah. See, now
Probably
we're
won't-
in the
Probably
first
won't
episode.
get made because I don't want to take a risk.
Oh god. In the first episode, we were very like, "Oh yeah, I like your game." Now we're getting comfortable. We're like,
Now we're
"What if
comfortable, we
this
can-
idea as well?"
What if I made your game not shit? No, got him. No, yeah.
Fuck
I think that'd be super cool. I wanna play it now.
It'd be. I just really want to play Hotline Miami too, but it's banned in this country.
It's banned because this country has dumb laws.
Did you see, just quickly, because we've gone on so many tangents. Here's
Yeah.
another one. When Hotline Miami 2 was banned here, the developer, I forget his name, but the main developer was literally put out a tweet, "Hey, if you live in Australia, just pirate our game.
Wow.
You do not have to send us money. We don't care. Just have a good time."
What a guy.
And it's like, fuck yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
want to send him money.
It was like banned years ago because that game's not new.
No, it was banned years and years ago.
That's
And
interesting.
one more little tidbit.
What's the problem with it? Is it not just the same as the first one? Is it not just more of the same?
So, the very
Beautiful
start
violence.
of the game starts with an trigger warning for sexual assault. First, the start of the game, you kind of burst in, and I don't remember if you kill everyone naturally.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you start assaulting a woman, the player, or you see it happen.
Right.
But that starts to happen, and then a director calls cut, and it's in a movie.
Okay.
So the whole premise is, okay, you've done the first scene of this really violent movie, and then it goes on into the real game.
Right.
But Australia, immediately, the ratings board were like, no, it features that kind of thing. No.
Yeah, that's more understandable.
It
but
is.
still.
Yeah. But also,
Still,
just
though,
put an R rating on
like-
it. It's fun.
Yeah, I look.
That shit happens in movies.
Am I going to go on a little bit of a rant about bloody ratings and everything? Yeah, just a little bit. I think that as long as it's like legal content, I should be able to decide what I can and can't watch for myself. I'm an adult, right?
Yeah.
If I just think that as long as it's not like illegal,
Yeah, unless
this shouldn't be a problem.
it's madness.
It's like, oh no, our modern sensibilities don't agree with it, so therefore you can't have it in your video game. It's like, no. If I don't want to touch it, I will be the judge of that. Thank you very much.
My favourite thing is that, like, the argument of, oh, well, what if it falls into the hands of kids? Is like, well, then you're showing that your rating system doesn't work.
Exactly.
Do a better rating system. Get better at that, and it won't fall into the hands of kids.
And it falls into the hands of kids because of poorly written up ratings and misinformed parents. So
Yeah.
someone's doing their job wrong, and it ain't the kids or the game developers.
Just have things.
Or the parents, for that matter. I mean, look, our rating systems aren't good. Like, there's not enough on the box sometimes. Anyways,
It was.
I like your game.
Here's a little tidbit as well. Sorry, just one extra little bit.
Yeah.
It was on the Switch store for 2 hours.
Oh no.
Because they announced, like, oh, it's coming to Switch, and it's a pack-in. Hotline Miami 1 and 2.
Right.
And for some reason, it just slipped past Australia, like the classification board. And it was just on the store for like 2 or 3 hours before it got taken off.
And you didn't get it?
I didn't, because I believe it was late at night, and I missed it, and I am the maddest I've ever been.
That sucks.
Because to be able to pay for it would be wonderful. But yeah, it was a shame.
That's insane. Oh well.
What
Was there
can you
any
do?
more that you had for your game, by the way?
No, that was pretty much it.
Okay. Cool. Well, I think
Time to
that
spin the wheel of
means
genres.
we can now spin the wheel of genres.
Do you want to explain this little bit for us, Dustin?
Okay, so this section's really, really, really fun. May even be the most fun section of the podcast. I don't know. You be the judge of that. So we spin a wheel, and it's got a whole bunch of different game genres and game styles on it. And whichever one it lands on, we then build a game. We like pitch a Black Widow game together in that genre. So it could land on something like a bloody MMORPG, or it
Rhythm
could be
game.
a bloody like an idle game or something like that, and we just have to pitch that as a Black Widow game.
I'm going to spin the wheel.
Alright, let's spin the wheel.
It is currently spinning. I can't hear
Do
it
we
right
not-
now.
Oh, we can't hear the sound this
No,
time?
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
What is it?
It is a platform game.
Oh, that's easy.
That's fine. It was almost a battle royale.
Oh, just pitch Fortnite, she's in.
It is just a platform game. Okay, that's
Okay.
easy.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So you would be like, doing like going up against Hydra or doing Avengers missions, platforming.
Have
Done.
you seen
End of the podcast,
anything on the
everyone.
game, my friend? The podcast over. Well done. Good job, Dustin. You did it. Have you heard anything on the game My Friend Pedro?
Yes, it looks awesome.
I reckon something like that for Black Widow, because she has dual pistols that she's
Yeah.
known for, I think. Or am I just getting that wrong?
No, she has dual pistols. She's known for that and that dumb little taser thing that she used against Black Panther in Civil War. Hate that scene.
I don't remember that scene.
Oh, look, let me break it down for you. So,
Alright, here we go.
I was going to say the bad guys. So Captain America and Co are escaping, and bloody Black Panther's like, I'm going to stop him. And he goes after them, and then Black Widow does a double cross, and she tases him through his vibranium armor.
Ooh. Oh.
And she just tases him. It's just a taser. And I'm like, are you serious? You couldn't have her just kick him in the face or something? No, she tases him and it stops him dead. I'm like, what? What a dumb scene.
That's really weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, that pissed me off so much when I watched it, and it's the only scene that I hate watching on a rewatch as well.
That's a good movie.
It's a very good movie, but has such a stupid scene. Anyways, back to My Friend Pedro, the Black Widow files.
Yeah, I feel like something like that, where
Yeah.
you've got, again, I don't think stealth works very well in 2D, like a platform game.
No, it'd all be shooting, I think.
Yeah. So having something where there's a system of that two gun, you can point at different directions, very fast paced.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Although, actually, there's an Assassin's Creed series back on Assassin's Creed. It's called Assassin's Creed Chronicles, and they're like a series of 2D stealth Assassin's Creed games. That are sort of like based on this other series of stealth games, which I don't remember. But it's like you've got enemy vision cones and everything that move, like, you know, from their eyes, and they turn around and all that. So it works. You can do it.
Didn't
it just
Arkham
might
Origins Blackgate, that was a thing?
Yeah, I think so. I've never played it, but I think so.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, so you could do stealth sections and, like, sort of high octane bullet hell type sections as well.
I feel like if you did, that would be where that vent idea,
Yeah,
From-
absolutely.
maybe play with levels as in levels of elevation.
Yeah, like climb up an event, then
Yeah.
come down on a rope and break their neck or whatever.
Maybe we just do Metroid.
Oh
do
my god, so
Metroid,
excited
but
for the new Metroid game.
that looks
Yeah,
so good.
no, that works too. I think that this is a fairly easy Black Widow game pitch.
Yeah, there's
and
not really much
Taskmaster, being topical, Taskmaster would feature in it.
Naturally.
In what capacity? Who knows? He'd be in it. Probably learn your moves. You know, do some interesting boss fights with him. Or
I feel
you know,
like
you go
doing-
like the
like,
Super
we'd have
Star
to-
Wars route and make it the hardest platformer ever.
Yes! I feel like having that gimmick of something like elevation and vents, that would... Would it be? Okay, here's an idea.
Yeah.
It's kind of platform, kind of not. But imagine a Hitman game in 2D.
Ooh.
So you have different levels of like a building. You have a four-story building,
Yeah.
and you have to travel through and kill people by traveling through vents and trying not to get caught.
Right.
That kind of thing. And there'd be like platforming elements because you got to jump from roof to roof and shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then you could have like even like a social stealth type mechanic, like blending in crowds or whatever. Maybe, but that's like she's in like a tight, like form-fitting
Yeah.
black outfit. You know, to stand out a bit.
Or fishnets. She could be in fishnets.
She could be in fishnets and like a bloody showgirl costume. You never know. It's Black Widow. Yeah, that would be really interesting. Like having to sort of, like, especially if you start like you got to go up each level as well. Like start at the bottom,
Oh yeah.
clear that, go to the next one, clear that, go to the next one, clear that. Like The Raid, I think, is the movie that's like that I've not seen.
Well, maybe you've got 3 or 4 accessed at once, because I feel like being able to... Like, if you clear the bottom level, it'll make it easier to get to the 3rd level.
Well, that's
and then
true,
you need
yeah.
to clear... You need to jump between levels.
Or it's like you could jump in, like if you say like the target's at the top of the building, you could potentially just like climb a rope to the top of the building and then take him out. But then you have to fight your way down.
Yeah.
Using stealth and your fun twin pistol shooting mechanics. Yeah,
I like it.
I like this game. I like both sort of Black Widow platformers we've pitched. I think they're both good.
Yeah. There's a 2-for-1 for yous.
Exactly.
Don't ever say we don't do anything nice for you.
We got a tweet that was like, you don't do anything nice for us. No, we didn't. But
Come follow us.
have we had any feedback or anything? Did you want to... No, not yet?
No, not yet.
Actually,
not at
our
this
good
point.
friend Ben, he keeps telling us how much he's enjoying the podcast. I'm really happy to hear that. So, glad
If
we're doing
you're
something.
enjoying... Let's just head into the plugs, shall we?
I think so. Yeah. I think. Well, yeah. I would say,
Mhm.
just to put this to bed. I
Yep.
think we succeeded.
I think we did well.
We did a good Black Widow game. Yeah.
If
so
you
heading
have an
into the
idea
plugs.
for a good Black Widow game of whatever genre you like, maybe I'll post the Wheel of Genres somewhere.
I think so. And then
So then
people
they can-
spin it.
Yeah, they can spin it and come up with something. I'm going to do that. I'm
Then
going
we
to put
can
that
read it out
somewhere.
because I want to be able to read out more of people's pictures and stuff. So if you're
you-
listening and you really want us to read something out, send us a game pitch and we'll read it out at the start of the next podcast.
You can send it to us at adaptapalspod@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at Adaptapals. That's it. At Adaptapals.
Where you can find it at Adaptapals. And if you're listening on YouTube, for example, you can just comment below.
Yep. I should definitely get on that and
If-
upload properly.
You probably should.
I'm not going to do the sound wave thing. It takes
Nah,
too
don't
much time.
worry. I figured that's probably what it was that was delaying them. If you want to see more of me, you can go to Dustin_Caldwell at twitch.tv.
Nice.
However that's written. You just look me up on Twitch, and I'll be streaming. And if you want to find Jack,
Well, you can find me at twitter.com/aforgottendonut. You can find me at twitch.tv/aforgottendonut. I'm kind of using Instagram a bit, but not too
Oh.
much. That's Instagram at a forgotten donut.
we
I'm
want-
simple.
do we want an Adaptapals Instagram?
Yeah, maybe.
That's something to think about. That might even be easier to manage than Twitter. Anyways,
Who
that's
knows?
a conversation for another day.
Absolutely.
I think that's the show.
I think that is the show. Thank you all very much for listening. I think I
Very
can.
much.
I think I can hear that theme tune coming in,
Here
just
it comes in.
nice and
Alright,
subtle.
well,
Or maybe it's already
goodbye,
been
everyone. Kisses. Thank you for listening.
Many kisses. Love you all.